how do you protect yourself legally as a notary? I know this is things that people want to know because they want to make sure, like, am I doing something illegal? Am I going to be put in jail if I mess up? And things of that sort. So I really wanted to break down to you guys, like, all right, how do you actually protect yourself as a notary? Well, you just need to be taking precaution. Like, you don't need to be rushing through anything and making sure that you're following all the procedures. So the very first thing, the whole reason you're even a notary is to verify things. Basically, in a nutshell, you're there to verify things. So when you're verifying the ID, you need to make sure you're always checking it to confirm their identity. So what tends to happen is clients will not have their ID with them and want to be like, oh no, it's just me. You can see me. I'm here in person. Like, can you just do it like that? Because like you can actually see me here in person. But don't do that, because if anything happens and it's time to go to court or they call upon this, are you going to sit there and lie and say that you actually saw somebody's ID? It sounds so simple, but let me tell you this, y'all. When you're going to these clients' location and you're actually there in front of them doing the job, they can be really convincing. They can be very convincing and try to like get you to do things that you know you're not supposed to do. So without anything being said, just need to know this is like one of the dumbest ways to go out, y'all. You better verify their ID. Why wouldn't you? Because what? But you don't even know these people. Why would you try to do them a favor when it comes to something like that? You could lose your freedom, honestly. After that, I like to avoid conflicts. And all of this is not legal advice, by the way. This is just what I would do, how I would protect myself. And by avoiding conflicts, I mean I'm not going to notarize documents that I have a personal or a financial interest in, because you don't want to notarize something where it's just like, oh, okay, you have a lot of financial gain tied into this document. If there's any financial gain or personal gain coming from a document, I would stay far from it. Because if you ever go to court, it's kind of going to just think about the story. It's going to look weird. Like, of course you would notarize this document that gets you $5 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Stay away from that. You might as well just have another notary come in, even if you're not trying to do anything crazy, even if you're not trying to like get around or get off on anybody, even if that's not the case, get somebody else to notarize the documents for you. Stay away from notarizing any documents where you have personal or financial interest. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. And let me just put it beside, so in case y'all want to screenshot it. But yeah, first thing, verify the ID, avoid any personal conflicts. Next up is you want to stay impartial. Remember, we're not lawyers here. And I'll explain what I mean by that. T-I-A-L? I think it's T-I-A-L. When I say stay impartial, I mean not offering any legal advice. Because people are going to, let's say you go to their location and they want you to look over their power of attorney, and then they start asking questions as if you're a lawyer. Look, we are notaries. We are here to verify your ID, make sure you look coherent, and notarize a document. We're not here to guide you on any legalities of anything. Never offer any legal advice. Stick to your notarial duties only. Anything else outside of that is you putting yourself at risk for somebody that you do not know. And I guarantee you, when you go to jail, they're not going to be the person to bail you out. So don't do it. Well, if they ask you about a document, I'm sorry, I can't speak on this, but I can verify your ID to make sure that you're good to go. That's all I'm giving you. That's all I'm giving you. Why would I risk myself and do anything else other than that? Doesn't make any sense, right? To me, it makes absolutely no sense. Why would I do that? Better get somebody else. No, sir. After that, if you do these things, you'll be good. Record details. Boom, boom. You know, I like to have it all nice and neat. You need to keep a detailed journey of all your notarial acts for reference. You can have your virtual notary journal. You could have your physical one. But you need to make sure that you're keeping track of everything. And I'm so glad that I did that, because it actually, I think I'm one of the rare people where they actually contacted me to see that information. And I think somebody passed away, and I think the lawyer reached out or the law firm reached out, and I was like, oh crap! Imagine if I didn't have that stuff. Like we only have so many jobs as notaries, and like we have like 3 important jobs. And if that was one of the jobs, and I just dropped the ball on that, I'd be out here looking crazy. Very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. So you don't want to do that. You need to have a record of everything. If you're not a paper person, use the laptop, use your computer, get a CRM, get an online notary journal. Anything you need to do, get an online notebook. But you need to be keeping track of all of that, because that's also your proof. In case of any problems, like you're able to say like, oh, okay, no, I did do this, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. Next up, you need to follow your state laws. And I'm going to tell you how some people get messed up. Oops. So what happens is a lot of us are watching content online, and that's why I'm very careful what I say to you guys too. A lot of us are watching content online. We're getting all these different ideas and different stuff from different creators. But sometimes a creator can tell you something, and what they tell you is only, what's the word I'm looking for? Only applicable to their state. You see somebody, let's just roughly off the top of my head, somebody in Virginia and somebody in New York aren't always going to have the same exact laws. I'm just throwing 2 states out there. I don't know if they do or not. But you need to check. You need to check out all your state laws and make sure you're sticking to your state's notary rules to avoid any penalties. You're not trying to be out here paying no money for no reason. We're here in the business of making money, not losing money. So if that's going to cost you a fine, and if you remember watching my other videos, I say that you need to be keeping track of all your expenses. You're not trying to raise yourself out of that green level, out of your profitability. So avoid little dumb things that can cause you getting a fine. Why? Why would you bring that onto yourself? You see what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Just follow your state laws. Look them up. Throw them in a system, ChatGPT, AI, whatever you want to throw it into, and find out. You need to get a notary bond too. So now that we're speaking of it, this is going to save your behind. So with that notary bond, it's going to protect you from potential errors or fraud. With the surety bond, you messing up on documents, you need to make sure you know the details on what it covers too. If you're messing up documents, somebody trying to sue, this can save you just like any other kind of insurance in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need it until you need it, and then you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you don't need it, but when you do actually use it, you're going to be like, oh, thank God I have this. Because if not, I would have been paying $20,000 out of the pocket. Get that errors and omissions, get that notary bond. Make sure you're good. Have everything set up in place so when a problem does happen, you're prepared for it. Don't be like somebody trying to cut corners and just be cheap and be like, I'm going to save the $30. But that $30 could have saved you. That $30 a month could have saved you $10,000. It could have saved you $10,000. Next up, you never want to notarize incomplete documents. Like I said, man, clients are slick. They'll give you a document that's not filled out so that they can fill it out on their own time. And for all you know, they could be putting whatever the hell up in that document. And you're not trying to go out crazy like that. Not trying to do that. Never do it. Make sure the documents are fully completed before notarizing. So if any case you have to go out there, if any case you have to speak on what you notarize, and somebody asks, hey, did you know this was on the form or this, that, and the third? You can't be like, oh no, it wasn't finished when I completed it, but when I left, they notarized it. Come on, that sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. You're gonna notarize that's like pulling up to somebody's place and notarizing a blank sheet of paper, and they can just put whatever the hell they want on that paper. Nah, don't do that. Stay away from that. People, scammers will try to get around on you, try to give it a good go, and just, finesse, make their money. But don't do that. These are like the 7 ways I would use to protect myself legally as a notary. Guys, just take a screenshot of this. Keep this. Extremely, extremely important. All of them are simple, but if you don't know, let me not even say simple. If you don't know, you don't know, but you definitely need to know these things, y'all. defiantly need to know these things. But anyways, if you have any more questions, let me know. Make sure to like. Oh, one-on-ones. If you need a one-on-one so I can like go into more depth with you, into more details, let me know. There's a free notary starter kit down below. You can go ahead and get that. It'll help you get started. You got some free tools in there. There's a one-on-one. Book me for a call for a one-on-one if you need me to break some things down, look at your notary business, help you to get to 2 to 5K plus a month. I can help out with that. And your mobile notary mastery bundle, you can go ahead and get that below. It has a lot of tools in it, like a phone service. Not a phone service. I actually might add a phone service to that. But yeah, it has a lot of tools that you use in there, like a phone script, an email mailing template so you can mail people out, and then a list of 300 signing services that you can use to sign up so you can get some business on the back end. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, love, knowledge.